Good morning. Welcome to the MBM Vault, live from the Media Hub on RiotRadio.ca. I'm your host, Zach Campbell.
And I'm James Hill. Yeah, this show is all about music, local talent, industry news, and most importantly, fun as always. Today we have a really special early Halloween episode. Let's just take a moment to appreciate Zach's outfit here. It's really special.
But we can't discourage the orange, the tie, like a formal business casual pumpkin.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
For sure.
We have an amazing show for you planned. We have Devin and Trevor from PUSHPLAY Productions. Their amazing team over there are doing some really cool stuff with studio production here at Durham College. So we're super pumped to have them, and stay tuned because we'll be interviewing them later.
Don't want to miss it. So, as you can see, I'm in my monkey onesie, Curious George, and we got the orange pumpkin beside me. I got to ask you, James, what is your favorite Halloween movie? Something you've seen either recently or all-time favorite?
This is a tough one for me because I'm not a huge Halloween movie guy, but I've been getting into it more.
Okay.
I don't know if you can classify this as a Halloween movie, but I always watch Harry Potter, like the whole series.
It has like that theme of the thriller, I guess.
It's kind of spooky.
Do you have a favorite installment?
I do. Prisoner of Azkaban is my favorite.
Good choice.
Think it's just peak. It's one of the best.
Have you read the novels too, or are you just strictly a movie guy?
I've read like half of the novels, but I can't lie, I didn't finish it. But I know they are very good, so I would recommend them. Have you?
No, I've not. I've only ever watched Deathly Hallows Part 2, which is the finale. So I had no prior context going into the franchise, but it was a pretty fun movie.
Okay. How about you? What's your favorite Halloween movie?
I recently watched Coraline and the original Scream, and they are both amazing movies. I like the Scream franchise because you're never actually going to know who the killer is. Like, you have an idea sometimes, but then they throw in these little Easter eggs and you kind of never guess which one it is. So that's always the fun part of it. Coraline's amazing. I was scared of it as a kid, but now that I'm a little bit older, it wasn't so frightening. But of all time, I'm going to go Nightmare Before Christmas.
Good choice.
Amazing score.
Good
Tim
choice.
Burton.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
Can't go wrong.
No, of course not.
Yeah. So on that note, what are you thinking? Halloween. Let's open it up to like spooky movies. What is your favorite like score? Your music on that side?
I'm honestly still going to go with Nightmare Before Christmas.
Sweet.
Amazing score. I think Halloween too, because Halloween has that like iconic track. I don't know how to really mumble it, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
How about you?
I would say, I was talking about it before, but Donnie Darko, that one's kind of spooky. I love that score. It really sets the tone well, and yeah, it does what it's set out to do.
Great movie too, and has, that Head Over Heels by Tear for Fears.
Yeah.
Something happens and I'm head over heels. I never find.
It's a great one.
It's a great movie.
You gotta watch the movie. Yeah.
All right, so sticking on the Halloween topic, even though we're a little bit older now, when you would go trick-or-treating, what was like you would be so excited if you found it inside of your Halloween bag or pillowcase?
I gotta go with Reese's. The Reese's peanut butter cups or the Reese's Pieces. Those are the highlight for me.
Phenomenal choice.
How about you?
Honestly, this might sound crazy to some people, but I would have to go with Coffee Crisp. Wasn't popular choice, but something about it as a kid, it just tasted amazing to me.
They are really good. I've come to love them.
But a close contender would probably be Mars Bar.
Mars Bar is good. Snickers? Any thoughts on Snickers?
Never had Snickers once in my life. Never.
This guy never had Snickers.
Is it good?
I'd say it's good, but I really can't tell the difference between Mars. I'm sorry to you guys who are super stuck up on that, but I just don't see the difference.
As someone as a Mars enjoyer, would I enjoy Snickers?
I would say so.
Okay.
I would say so. Yeah. So I'm thinking we have this amazing costume here. This kind of Curious George monkey. Very, very professional.
Thank you.
I was thinking, do you have any costume ideas coming up to Halloween?
I do. I have 3 in store, which I haven't decided on yet. So number 1 is going to be Anakin Skywalker from the Star Wars franchise. I seem to find me my Padme if you want to volunteer.
I can do that.
If you've seen Bullet Train, or whoever's watching has seen Bullet Train, I want to go as Tangerine, Aaron Taylor Johnson. Amazing. Extremely funny movie. And lastly, from the new show, The Bear on HBO.
Yep.
I want to go as Carmi. It's nothing too fancy. You just got to find the blue apron. a cloth, slick back the hair, and I'm good to go.
That is a great show.
Mhm.
That is a great show.
Did you watch season 2 also?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I loved it.
Do you prefer season 1 or season 2?
I really like season 2. I like the character
Really?
development, and I forget his name, but he sang "Love Story" by Taylor Swift. That was an amazing scene.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
forget his name too, though.
Yeah.
So, do you have any costume ideas?
You know, I've been thinking about Luigi is the go-to for me.
Well,
I've
the
you know,
mustache.
as we have the mustache, Zach
Mustache,
understands. I think
We could be Plumber Brothers. We could be
we
Mario and Luigi.
we could. Did you see the movie?
I did see the movie.
Yeah, very good movie.
Very good movie. Really fun.
Loved
Jack Black's performance.
Yes.
Phenomenal.
Yes. Okay. Any past costumes or trick-or-treating stories that you have for us?
Trick-or-treating stories, I don't have the best memory. But costumes in grade 5, you know, like the morph suits really popular back then.
I do.
But they were like there were standard morph suits, but I had the one that was inflatable. So I grew like this big, and it was really funny walking through the halls of class. I couldn't get through doors and stuff like that. So it was good to get a laugh out of everyone. It was honestly a comfortable costume too, because the air that was pumping up the suit
Yes.
kept me nice and cool.
Yeah. I mean, I also had a morph suit once.
Mhm.
It was like the skin tight one. And it rained too, so wasn't the best.
It's always raining on Halloween.
It's always raining on Halloween.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
But this year's a different year.
We're gonna set the tide straight, you know?
Do you have any favorite costumes in the past or any trick-or-treating stories you can tell us?
Yeah, I do have one. So it's a takeout box of Chinese food, and it's really big.
Huh.
It's like noodles. I wear it every year. I love it. Still have it. So hoping to get that going again. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And do you have any plans for October 31st, the Tuesday?
I don't really. I'm kind of just rocking with seeing where things
Seeing
go.
where
Might
things
watch
go?
some movies. Might
watch
give
some
out some
movies.
candy. How about you?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna give out candy because, I mean, you're never too old to trick or treat, but I think I've reached that age where I would like to give out candy because it kind of seems fun too.
Mhm.
You get to like see all the kids come by, you get to see the smile on their faces, trick or treat, smell my feet. You know, they get to be silly and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I'm definitely gonna hand out candy this year for sure.
definitely. I might have to join you in that for
Mhm.
sure. Yeah. So any recent music releases? I know we've talked about Halloween, but we're a music show.
We're a music show.
We got to talk about
Okay.
music. So any stuff that's been standing out to you,
A
Zach?
few of them actually.
Okay.
So the single Agora Hills by Doja Cat,
Right on.
I'm really enjoying that right now because, you know, if you've seen her Instagram and whatnot, she's been kind of going a little bit off the rail, but this song
Yep.
kind of set her back straight, and it's an amazing song. I don't know if you know the rapper Mike.
Love Mike.
Love Mike.
Love
Mike just dropped an album, an amazing album. Same with Earl Sweatshirt, and they collabed on a few songs, and just amazing production, and the tone of their voice is what I really enjoy.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. Mike just announced a tour.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
coming in February, possibly.
Yep.
Or late.
No. 420 is
420
is when you'll be in Toronto.
It's a perfect
Lee's
time.
Palace.
Lee's Palace in
Mhm.
Toronto. So hopefully get tickets for
Hopefully.
that.
And you haven't listened, right?
I have, or I have
Yeah,
not.
you
No,
have
I have not. Yeah.
Okay, so have you listened to anything recently?
I've been enjoying the new Boy Genius record. They added a little EP.
Okay.
That's been super sick. I've been loving a couple of tracks off the West Side Gun album.
Mhm.
He also released like his sequel to Pray for Paris. That's been really cool.
I haven't listened
Yeah.
to either yet, but I would say I'm probably a bigger fan of Boy Genius over West Side Gun. So do you have
Yeah.
any recommendations off the record? Do you remember any names?
Yeah, I think there's one called Powers, possibly,
Okay.
by Julian Baker, one of the lead singers. So that one is really good. Super stripped back, but love it. Love the tone. Yeah, I guess West Side Gun, Boy Genius. Very, very different acts.
Very much different
But,
there.
yeah, I mean, there's something for everyone
Mhm.
there. How about you? Or I guess you
I
already told
answered.
us. Yeah, you already
So,
told us.
I mean, on that note, you told me this morning that you saw a concert last night. If you want to tell me a little
I
bit about
did.
that.
Yeah, so I saw a gospel concert last night in Toronto, and it was super sick. It was Kirk Franklin and the Clark sisters, a bunch of these oldies. They're doing a little reunion tour,
Mhm.
so it was super sick. The crowd was electric.
That's awesome.
I got to be one of the youngest people that was there, but I was loving it.
You were loving
I
it?
was loving it, yeah.
Yeah, last Friday, I saw TV Girl.
Okay.
And the best
Okay.
part was is that I didn't even have it planned. I was taking my friend there on the bus just to make sure that, you know, she got there safe. And then I was like, man, I don't want to go home tonight. Like, I kind of having fun. Like, it's Friday night. The night is still young. So I went on Ticketmaster, and there were resale tickets, and it was decently cheap. So I was like, you know what? We'll do it. We went there. It was amazing.
It was good?
Yeah,
Like-
they've definitely improved their their stage presence over time.
Yeah.
So,
That's good. I'm glad.
yeah. So, coming right up after this music break, we'll be introducing Devin and Trevor, who we did mention earlier, and get some insight on the co-managers behind PUSHPLAY Productions. Please don't forget that you can follow us on social media at DCSA Media Hub.
And at the MBM Vault, we're now going to play some music for you. Here's Pain by Pink Pantheress, live from the Media Hub on RiotRadio.ca.
There you go. Awesome.
All right, welcome back to the MBM Vault. I'm your host, James Hill.
And Zach Campbell.
Awesome. So here we have, you want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Devin. Oh, God.
And I'm Trevor Kelly.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming in. So I'm going to start off with a question for you, as I know you're both producers of some sort. What DAWs do you use? And could you explain what a DAW is for those who maybe don't know?
Yeah, so I use Ableton. Trevor also uses Ableton. A DAW stands for Digital Audio Workstation, which is basically a digital software on your laptop or PC, whatever it is. And it's basically replicating like a full-on like real studio with just digital software, digital synths, VSTs, plugins, stuff like that, so you could put together a whole track from start to finish on your laptop. And yeah.
Sweet. Do you guys have like, would you say Ableton is the best if you had to choose?
I'd say so. Because the thing is, I've used like GarageBand, FL Studio. I've used Logic for a bit before as well. Like I've used a couple other ones before, so like knowing how the other ones work and then going to Ableton, I think the workflow is really fast on it. Would you say so, Trevor?
Ableton, I'd say, I got into it personally because it's great for live recording. So it's a lot better for my style because I do a lot more rock where it is a lot more live instruments. So personally, it's better for me. And a big producer hero of mine is Ludwig Göransson.
Yes.
He's done a lot of incredible work, and he uses Ableton as well.
Really? And he did Oppenheimer, correct?
Yeah, he did Oppenheimer. He did Black Panther. He's done The Mandalorian.
Wow. People are saying that he's slowly reaching the level of Hans Zimmer. Do you believe that?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely?
Yeah.
All right.
100%.
So we did a bit of background research on you guys, so we're going to ask you guys a couple questions.
Okay.
We're going to start with you, Devin. So we heard that your favorite song at the moment is Blow by Overmono. How did you become interested in electronic music, and what draws you specifically to that song?
Where'd you hear that? That was my favorite song.
I mean, we don't tell. We got to know. You're Devin.
Okay.
We got to know you're Devin.
That's what Nardwar says.
We kind of...
No trademarks here. Yeah.
Is that
What do you think,
okay.
though?
About Over Mono Blowout,
Mhm.
the song. I think it was really cool. Like Over Mono is basically a duo, electronic duo from UK, and they're pretty new in electronic music, but they've been making a lot of waves in it like this year. And like I think the electronic music that comes from United Kingdom, Germany, like the whole just Europe region is just like next level compared to like the American stuff, because they're the ones who started electronic music with like Kraftwerk and even Daft Punk. They're from they're from France. So yeah, Over Mono is a really cool song. I think their sound is really refreshing compared to what a lot of other people are doing in electronic music right now. They also had an album that came out in May that was pretty good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. I know.
If you want some good electronic music,
Yeah.
they got
Okay.
some good stuff.
I did listen to the track, and it was super sick. I
Yeah.
loved it. Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet. So, Trevor, we also heard your favorite song
Yeah.
at the moment is Supernatural by Barnes Courtney. Could you tell us why?
I actually just saw him live last week, Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
I heard his music first through a random Spotify playlist. He got thrown in the algorithm. And I love his more modern, refreshing take of rock, where it has a bit more, modern vibes in it, and it's a little bit more accessible to mainstream audiences. And live performance-wise, he has just some of the best charisma and stage presence. He really gets out there, and you believe in his show.
That's super awesome.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
So flipping back to you, Devin, could you tell us more about the Tyler the Creator's Smucker's remix, specifically legendary Da Vinci one?
Okay, this is stuff that like I uploaded when I was like 15, 16 years old, and like all my stuff on all my stuff on SoundCloud, other than like one song I put up this year, is like just me experimenting, and I thought it was privated, to be honest, by now, because yeah, I've just been working on a lot of new music and rebranding my whole thing and artistry, everything I've just been working on for the past like year or a couple months. So I'm just working on that, but like all the stuff I've uploaded on to SoundCloud when I was like 16 that was just me just like messing around and then seeing what I could come up with. It wasn't anything like I'm like, oh, I really like the way this sounds, let me upload this. It was just me being a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that got like, I don't know, 18 or no, how many views was that even?
It was a
at?
decent amount. I think it was like a decent, like probably 10,000 or more.
Yeah, I
yeah.
barely did any promotion or anything on that. I think people just really like remixes, and that's another thing like about electronic music, is that if you're doing electronic music, I think remixes could really help. So after I saw that, I'm like, I definitely need to do something else, because I barely did any promotion on that song.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. I it's kind of cool that you have it out though, because you kind of show where you were at and you can develop as an artist. And now that you're kind of working on rebranding, that's like a cool thing to look back on. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of where you
like
were first experimenting.
yeah. Like I had a song on the Scent LP. Are you guys familiar with the Scent LP?
I'm not. We have to.
Okay,
tap
well,
into
there's gonna
that.
be
Yeah.
one like this year too. But like for us, when we were in first year, there's an like if you make music in the MBM program, you could make a song that goes towards the LP, and I put a song on there that's like gonna be towards like a body of work that I'll be putting out eventually. So just like listening to that compared to like the Smuckers remix and like my stuff from then, I'm like, which was like 4 years ago when I posted that stuff, it was like significant difference. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much. It's super cool to hear that you're exploring that, and super pumped for the next release from you. Yeah. So Trevor, could you tell us a little more about the song "Should Have Known" by Trevor J. Kelly? Maybe a bit like production, creative stuff.
Yeah. So last year, I was working with another producer in Emerging Productions. Our goal at first was we were going to make a track on a Christmas EP, but the Christmas EP got canceled. So we had studio time booked and said, okay, we'll just use it anyways. We got in and just laid out a simple guitar rhythm, and then that kind of got put on the back burner for a couple months until one day I just said, tomorrow we're going in the studio, we're working on something. And then just from that one studio session of like 2 or 3 hours, it went from this simple rhythm into a song. Then we kept working on it and ended up putting that on the Scent LP as well. We worked on it with Alan Joy Matthew. He's an incredible producer. Everything I've learned from production, I've learned from him.
Very cool. Do you have any other songs that you are working on or looking at releasing or have already recorded?
I have a lot that I'm looking to work on, and I have essentially a whole album planned out. I just need the time to work on all of it. I'm focusing on one track right now where I just need to record the vocals and mix it all in, and then it's ready to go. I'll be in the studio tomorrow to work on that, and then also over reading week.
Well, we are eagerly waiting for that release, but obviously take your time with that. So back to you, Devin. We've seen that you've been playing the bass in a band recently, Saranoid, and can you tell us a little bit about if you still miss playing the alto sax?
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, so over the summer, I did like a couple shows with Noid, which is he was a previous MBM student, and we did some on like St. Lawrence Marketplace, something like that in Toronto. Then we did one at the Baby G venue, and actually Marnie came to that show from the professor in Scent, and which is cool to see. And I think it was sold out that day, which was like nerve-wracking to me because I was like, after coming off stage, my whole face was just full of sweat. I'm like, and like especially when you're on stage, because this was like kind of my first experience with shows and stuff. You can't hear what you're playing on stage, so everything is just memory. So, because when you're on stage, all you hear is a bunch of low end and brrr, especially because I'm playing bass guitar, all I hear is boom, boom. Like, I don't know what I'm playing. Like, so everything is just memory because of how the speakers are set up and everything. Like, I couldn't hear anything, so I'm like, I'm just doing it off of memory and what I remember and what I know is right. So that's the one thing about like doing shows that I realized is like crazy. But yeah, it was really fun like rehearsing over the summer, and it was like a lot of practice, but like I'm glad I got that experience, especially over summer. You know, it was really nice. And alto saxophone. I was in jazz band in middle school. I went to an arts middle school, so it was more catered towards like visual arts and drama, like acting, and then also like instrumentation, like music and stuff like that. So I was in jazz band when I was in middle school, and then I played the alto saxophone. So we did some, I got the experience to do like some performances in middle school, and I forgot this place, but we used to play at like I have the video on my phone, but like we used to play at this place in like Square One, like near Square One, and like all of our parents would come watch us. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I also played alto sax too, so I wanted to ask, do you have any experience in like tenor at all, or were you just specifically alto?
No, specifically alto. I thought the tenor was cool though.
Me too, but I never got around to playing it.
Me neither.
Yeah.
I've always been like, oh, I wonder how that is, or if it's any different. But
I think it's because I was comfortable with the alto sax and I really want to like broaden my horizon, but it always looks so cool.
yeah, I think Lisa Simpson plays the tenor in
Yeah.
the show.
That's
yeah.
cool.
That's super sick. I love the saxophone. It's just such a good sounding
It's cool.
instrument.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Trevor, we heard that your dad is a bit of a hockey fan. Maybe like the Habs, I've heard. We're wondering if you have any affiliation with any NHL teams, or if you ever played hockey.
No, and I have to clear this up. My dad will murder me. He's definitely not a Habs fan.
Okay.
He's a Leafs fan. My brother's a Habs fan.
Good.
No, I've never really been too much into hockey. I really enjoy going to games. Like of any sport, I like going to the game and feeling the atmosphere of it. But sitting at home and watching it on TV, I just can't be bothered.
That's fair. It's not really the same, but it depends what you like.
That's that's my personal thing of hockey specifically when it's being broadcast on television. It's really hard for me to follow the puck because of how tiny it is. That's why I prefer sports like football, because you kind of see all that action happening.
Yeah.
But no, definitely going to like the Scotiabank Arena is extremely fun to watch a Leafs game.
Yeah. Well, even going to tribute for the Oshawa Generals is great. You know, it's cheap too.
Yeah. I mean, I personally can't skate, so I play ball hockey.
I can skate, I just can't stop.
You can't stop it. It's always hard.
Yeah.
All right. So, Devin, what is it like having a birthday right around Christmas? We know it's on December 27th, and I have a few friends that have their birthday on the 24th and 25th, and they have a bit of different answers. So,
How'd you find out about my birthday?
We gotta know.
We have to know.
We have to know.
You're Devin. We have to know. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people ask me that, but I think it's like, for me, it doesn't like, I'm not like, ah, damn, my birthday is right by Christmas. Ah, that sucks. Like, I'm just like, oh, my birthday's coming up and Christmas coming up. And then New Year's is like coming up as well. And then on top of that, I'm on winter break. So it's just like a really eventful week, I guess, in my life that takes place every once a year. That's how I look at it as. It's so weird because like someone like just like 2-3 days ago said, oh, that sucks, your birthday's around that. I'm like, I hear it all the time. I don't think it does really. But
yeah, because it's definitely eventful because you have Eve, Christmas, your birthday, New Year's Day.
Exactly.
So, I mean, at the same time, is it fun to you at least to have
I think it's
that
fun.
much going on?
Yeah. I think it's super fun to like spend time with family and then friends and then have New Year's and then also be on break and then like just get time off to enjoy myself. And yeah, I think it's nice. So
awesome.
Perfect. We want to know, Trevor, we know that you are a big avid sunglasses wearer. We want to know if you have any specific brand that you recommend or that does the job for you.
Not really, actually. I don't wear sunglasses often.
No.
Okay.
Because I have glasses. I need prescription sunglasses.
Right.
I do have a pair of sunglasses that I wore for the photo shoot that ended up working for the Should Have Known album cover.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love those glasses, just the style, the aviation style glasses. But I just really can't wear sunglasses often.
Right on.
It's too much of a hassle.
Do you think you'll wear those for the spider costume that you're looking at?
That could work.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It could work,
It could.
but I'd have to walk around the school blind.
That is true. It depends what you want to do. Yeah. Sweet. Well, thank you so much for your answers. Coming up after the music break, we'll be chatting furthermore with Devin and Taylor about their enterprise and what they offer. Don't forget that you can follow us on social media at DCSA Media Hub and at MBM Vault.
We're going to play some music. Here is Goth by Cyborgs and Skeletons, live from the Media Hub on riotradio.ca. Welcome back to the MBM Vault. I'm your host, Zach Campbell.
And James Hill. We hope you've enjoyed our song selection so far. Now we're going to dive a bit deeper into the enterprise known as PUSHPLAY Productions.
Yeah. So I want to ask both of you, either of you can answer. Are you guys able to provide just a brief overview of PUSHPLAY, including its history, mission, and the type of genre or projects you guys specialize in?
Yeah, so PUSHPLAY Productions last year was actually named PUSHPLAY Studios. And last year, it was only audio engineers that were in PUSHPLAY. And there was a separate enterprise named Emerging Productions that had producers. And just because both audio engineers and producers go hand in hand, me and Trevor decided to make it just one enterprise this year. So yeah, the history, like before it was only audio engineering. The genres that I got to work on last year in PUSHPLAY were like my own stuff, like electronic music. I've done a little bit of hip hop with some other people. I also got to work on like heavy metal, which was really cool because there was this like one guy in MBM that he did like heavy metal music, and like I love metal, so like getting to work on that was pretty cool. I've worked on like pop before. There's been a little bit of like acoustic like singer-songwriter stuff. What about?
Yeah, I got to work with the metal band as well last year. I recorded both of their songs as the producer, and they were a really professional, great band to work with. You know, the thing with producers, especially in this program, is it's a tough line of how much creative input can you give, but they were really responsive and like accepting of me giving creative input, so where like I had little touches in their song that changed it, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, on that length, what would you say is like your creative process when you're working with musicians, and how do you kind of approach bringing their vision to life?
So the creative process, mainly it's, you know, once artists get signed and they're looking for a producer, you know, we send a producer in and they'll go in with the co-writes, and hopefully they get to put in a little bit of creative input in that part. Then we get in the studio and it's either, you know, maybe the producer is producing the entire background track, or the artist might have some of that capabilities of their own. So they might record some of it and then put it all together. It's really up to the individual artist and what they have and what they can bring to the table.
For sure.
Great answer. So what are some common challenges or concerns you guys may face in your enterprise, and how would you say that you personally overcome them?
I think our biggest challenge right now is just because how the semester flows, it takes a while for artists to get signed to labels and management companies. So right now, it could be a lot of time for us to sit around and wait and not get anything done. So what we're trying to do is focus on learning and getting everyone prepared, so that way, right when artists are ready, we're able to get in the studio and there's nobody sitting around wondering, how do I do this? How do I record a guitar? How do I record vocals?
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
What would you say are like your future plans for the enterprise as a whole, and are there any upcoming like projects or collaborations you're super pumped for?
Yeah, me, Trevor, and Chris have always had talks about like doing collaborations with Backrow. So that's always like a future plan. Me and Trevor are always like bouncing ideas off of each other about like what we could do in PUSHPLAY, and like one of the main things that we're really looking forward to is doing like little seminars / tutorials, and just like booking a room where we have a projector and we're just giving like little lessons on like production or audio engineering to the whole team. And so I think those are really beneficial because we didn't have that much of that last year in PUSHPLAY or like emerging productions, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that by me and Trevor really prioritizing doing like live tutorials for the team, they could learn a lot from like beginner level stuff to like more experience, and like it just ranges. So like yeah, me and Trevor just been like jotting ideas down for that, and I'm like, oh, what would be really cool and interesting to teach them and stuff like that. So yeah, tutorials and seminars.
Even in-house collaborations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like the biggest thing for me last year was working with somebody else and learning off of them. So I think the biggest thing that we want to focus on this year is getting people in the studio with other producers that don't necessarily do the same style or same genre.
Mhm.
So you're able to think outside the box and make your own stuff a little bit more unique.
It's a lot more like hands-on and practical kind of
Yeah.
approach.
Yeah.
Okay. So what steps do you guys continuously take to, you know, improve the quality of your services and overall kind of client experience?
We try to come up with like new ways and stuff that like from our experience first year, we take that into consideration and we're like, okay, what can we do that we didn't have last year, and what's like a new idea? Because I feel like whenever we're talking about ideas and stuff to do for PUSHPLAY, it's stuff that sometimes we haven't gotten the chance to experience in our enterprises. So we're like, okay, what can we do that'd be really cool? And like for me, I think like I kind of look at it as like from a perspective where I'm like a first year audio engineer / producer in PUSHPLAY, and I'm like, what would I think is cool and what would I want to learn in the enterprise? So I feel like we have that approach, and we're like look at it from that perspective to see like to understand like, oh, I think this would work, this wouldn't work, and you know, stuff.
So
like
would you
that.
say you're kind of putting yourself in the shoes of these new people that you've brought on,
Mhm.
kind of trying to understand like their psychology and the way they think, and trying to improve them in your own your enterprise?
Yeah, for sure. Like, we had the idea the other day to do like something along the lines of like making a sample pack. So like every producer from like PUSHPLAY would have their own like unique like 3 to 4 samples that would go towards the pack, and like I think that's awesome. And if I wasn't the manager and I got the chance to do that in PUSHPLAY, like I would love that. So yeah.
That's super cool. Those are like, I think the sample packs and having like seminars in like person production, like those would be super valuable. Would those be open to people who are within the music business program as well as those who are outside?
I think it'd be tough for us to do it open to everyone, because mainly we're doing it during our team meeting time to make sure that everyone is there, because not a lot of people are going to want to come in to the school and do these tutorials on their own time, especially even our own team. We're trying to prioritize getting our team ready, because they're the ones that are going to be doing the work.
Right on. Yeah. So would you say, do you have any advice for aspiring musicians and artists who are looking to collaborate with a music production company? Any like factors they should take into account?
I think networking is the biggest thing. It's just making connections and being personable. And you can network and go out there and try to look at, you know, what can I gain from you? But people are going to see through that right away. You got to be genuine and authentic and go out there and try and show what you can give to other people and how you can benefit them.
Awesome. Well, that concludes today. So just want to say thank you for coming today. That is the end of today. So we look forward to seeing you guys back here in 2 weeks, because it is reading week for us Durham college students. Stay safe during the reading week. Drink responsibly during Halloween. Eat lots of candy. Eat lots of candy. Sorry, we're starting over my words here. And please don't forget that you can follow us on social media at DCSA Media Hub and MBM Vault. And
as well, do you guys have a social media handle to follow you guys?
Devin Gawri, Gawri.
And Trevor J. Kelly.
Sweet. And then is PUSHPLAY.productions?
Yeah. Oh, yes. PUSHPLAY Productions.
Sweet. Thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed today's spooky electronic tunes. We're going to send you off with a special song playing us out live from the Media Hub on riotradio.ca. Here's Should Have Known by the one and only Trevor J. Kelly. enjoy and have a good week, everyone.